In today's tutorial, we're going to go over how to do hover text on effects for websites. So your websites and funnels don't look as boring as, most other people. So the first thing we are going to be doing on this is essentially we are going to be replicating the effect for what we see here on this complement and then also this effect here that we're building for one of our clients. So as you can see, right, we're going to have a couple of effects on this. So we have, you can see on the top, we got this little gradient over here, which is transparent. So as you scroll through it, you're just, transparent through so you can see through. We also have the typewriter effect. And then we have this one here when you select over or hover over text, right? We also have a cool effect on this one. So you can see here on this side, this is always on time. And the effect that we've chosen for this specific client is whenever you hover over one of the letters here, it's actually an image. What it does is it reveals what's behind the actual letter. Okay, so some of these are fairly easy to do. We just need the code in order to do them. And then as you can see here, this is also another effect where it's looping across the screen. We're just kind of waiting for the customer to provide us with, the contacts and companies that they work with. And then we basically can just animate the whole thing. So, yeah, it's fairly simple. I'm going to show you how to basically do this simple one so that we can, you can implement this code around your websites and funnels. So let's go to what that looks like. So let me go back to the home so you can see what that looks like. Now on this one, I do have a lot more code.
Pavel, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, we're doing good, man. How are you?
Good, good. My name's not Tanisha, I'm Ryan. But hey, I wanted
Oh,
to at least say real quick, I know Ernesto. He's probably texting you right now.
yeah, what's up?
Uh, I just wanted to let you know, I'm not trying to be rude. I got to pop off right now because I actually have to go get my son and up in the middle of going to the gym.
You got it.
I wanted to get a time with you, so I told Ernesto. He just told me to tell you right now. He said, just go ahead and tell him. So I said, I want to get a time with you, though, to go over this stuff. Or are you going to at least drop the Zoom recording so I can re-watch it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to do every single training, at least once a day, and then just start dumping it all in high level. I'm sorry, school. So you'll be able to
Perfect.
rewatch all of this.
Perfect. Yeah, because one thing that I want to do is I want to deploy my content AI bot
Oh,
and
nice.
the chat bot, and I want to see. I guess I just want to see your opinion on like best strategy on how to use it from like Instagram, LinkedIn, DMs, all that, as well as yeah, this coding stuff is these little things make all the difference from looking like a template to looking like a real professional website. So
Yeah, makes it
definitely would love to
lively.
see what you're doing here. For sure, for sure. So definitely would love to see what you got going on. And I don't develop websites. I do more like the advertising side, content creation. I do videography. So we are a marketing agency too. But at least when to
Yeah.
steal that 2 minutes of your time, I don't want to interrupt you, man. I haven't had much time with you at all. So would love to just get another time together with you and make this happen. But I'll ping Ernesto and I'll let you finish your training.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let me know.
But
We'll go over some of the bots that we've built in the past, for sure.
perfect, brother. Heck yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You got it. You too, man. All right, so let's look at the code for this one. So this is fairly simple with the hover effect, right? So what we need to do is so you can see just kind of like all the code that goes behind this, and it's you can see here, right? There's a lot of code and stuff that we have on this one, so don't worry about it. I'll give you guys the code so that you can basically implement the same thing. So this is the code that we're looking for in order to have that hover effect, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to another page because so that we can implement the same thing. And a couple of things that you guys need to understand. So for example, we are looking for the H1 heading, and then we also need it to be strong. By strong, meaning just bold, right? So we're going to select the whole thing. And now we can see that it's H1, right? It's H1 heading. So we want it to be on H1 heading because that's the class that we're calling out, right? So we got H2. You can see how it just gets smaller. We need H1 heading. Actually, I'm just gonna go back so that it goes to the same size that it was on before. So we got 60 on this one. Okay. Now, strong, meaning it needs to be bold. Okay, so I'm going to Control B. You see now it's just, it's not bold anymore. It's, you know, the letters are thinner. So you can choose Control B and now everything is bold. Why that matters again, because we're calling text in this specific section that it's, again, H1 and that it's bold. Okay. We also need to pay attention to this section right here, right, with the, actually this was me playing earlier, so I'm going to delete that for now. And then we need this CSS selector right here. And this is going to play, this is how we're calling this section right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the code over here. And then we're going to the custom CSS. Oh, look, it's right here. So let me just delete this. I'm going to paste it again. I'm going to save. So you can see nothing is really happening at this point, right? Because we haven't put in the section in order to call out the specific heading for this one. So again, we're going to go over to advanced. We have to select the section that we want. We're going to go over to advanced, and then here we have the CSS selector, so that's what we need. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back to our custom CSS, and then here where it says heading selector, we're going to paste that in. And again, remember, we're looking for H1. That's what we're calling out. H1 in strong, meaning bold. Okay. And then here is the color that we want to choose for the animation whenever we hover over the text. So we're going to save, and it's automatically going to apply that animation to the text. So now you see when I hover over the text, you got this little animation going through. Now, if you want to change the color of the specific background hover effect, there's this website that I normally go to, and it's called coolors.co. And then here you can see all the color palettes, you know, the ones that are training people are using the most. You can see it here. So right now this website's fairly red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this one here. Choose the hex value for this one, right? The, you know, kind of red looking wine. And I'm going to use that as part of this code right here. You need the hashtag every time so that we can see on the hover effect. Right? So I'm just going to save, and I'm going to hover. I always save. It's in the high level. It's a problem sometimes if you don't save and you get a lot of work done. So every time you do something, always remember to save. So now, as you can see, there is the hover effect over this one specific section. Now, let's say that you also want to give this hover effect to, you know, another section. Like, let's say this one, for example. It's fairly simple. And what you could do is now is where we get into the realm of calling specific sections by giving them a custom CSS name. And it's literally just a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo for saying, hey, we're going to call the same section. We're going to call the same section the same name so that we can call the variable for this, right? The effect on different sections. So for example, right now, if you can see, all of this is still H1, right? But it's not bold. It's not strong. So we're going to call and do it that. So now it's bold. We're going to save, right? Yes, global section. So now what we want to do is, remember this section here? We're going to go in, now we're going to give it a custom class. So let's say we're going to do hover / text. Okay, now press on it. Now what happens is you have to now copy this text because this is now your new custom class, and this is where you're naming and calling every section. So for example, right now, I'm going to go back to my custom CSS, and then here I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to put a dot, and then the new name. I'm going to enter, and now you see that this works. So let's say for this one, I'm going to go back and do the same thing. Hover text. Now I'm going to enter, right? Now look what happens. You see? Now it's got the same effect. So that's how you easily basically give the same effect to multiple sections that have the specific name of hover text, right? And then again, fairly simple. You can just come in, change if you want it from right to left. You know, all the colors, you know, all of this on here. So it's fairly simple to do, as you can see. All right, so that's it for today's training on this. I'll give you guys the code on the description section below, so you guys can go ahead and implement the same thing. And yeah, happy coding, I guess. You know, let me know if you guys ran into any problems, and I'll try to fix it for you guys. Thanks.